Hi, everyone. I'm Jennifer. Hey, artful pumpkins are still in season. It's not Christmas yet, and I'm going to show you how to water marble a trio of 3 really amazing pumpkins that will be perfect for your Thanksgiving decor or your Thanksgiving table. You can do these so easily, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing them. And everything can be found at Michael's. So let's get started. Let me show you what we've got here. Can you see okay, everything, Abby? Mm-hmm. So first of all, I wanted to show you, these are the trio of pumpkins that you saw online, you signed up for. They are super simple to make. We're going to do them in just a moment. I wanted to show you that all of this comes from Michael's. You can either get all of this within our water marbling kit, where you get 5 colors. You get some of the amazing water marbling magic medium to treat your water so that the paint will float. You get stir sticks, paper to do paper marbling, all kinds of goodies and tips and tricks and online support. And you can also purchase open stock at Michael's online and at shopdecoart.com. So there's a lot of ways to purchase these products, and we're going to get started. Also, I got these Birch these Birch rounds, the slices, and these are not in the kit, but you can get them. They are comb and a rake, and they make some wonderful designs in your water marbling. So we're going to get started. I'm going to pull these over. And we'll get going. We're hooking the camera up. We don't want it to fall into the water. Let's see how that looks. And we'll get going from there. Does that work? Okay. And it's not upside down? All right. So this is my tray that I just showed you in the kit. I created my water with our magic medium. What that does with water marbling is actually a very old historic tradition found in Japanese and Turkish traditions. And it literally means ink or paint that floats on water. And so what we did, we find that if you just went and put water in a tray, and acrylic paint is going to drop to the bottom, you're not going to do anything. So what we did was created a magic medium, which creates a size, it's called, which makes the water very heavy. There's a heaviness in the water. I don't know how well you can see, but you'll see as the paint floats when we put it on top. The paint is also, the water marbling acrylic paint is specially formulated so that it will float on the top of the bath, and it will disperse evenly. So you don't have like one color fighting another and taking more space. And you'll see what I mean. And all of our paints and products are made right here in Kentucky in the United States, which we're very proud of. And it allows us to make the best quality paint we can. So before we get started, I want to show you again the rounds. So they come like this. They have beautiful birch sides. You can get these at Michael's. What I did was painted the top with our DecoArt Snow Titanium White paint. And I'm going to show you really quick. Very absorbent. You just give it a little shake. I'm actually just going to put it right on the birch round. And you can see the reason I'm doing this, and I will show you, is I really want the white marbling paint to show through. And sometimes when you marble on wood or a darker surface, the white tends to be absorbed into the background, and I really don't want that to happen. So it's as quick and easy as that. I'm going to set this aside because we want it to dry before we marble it. And so I've got the other 2 birch slices done that you can see, and they're dry. And again, we want to maintain that, so we're not going to be dipping them completely in the water. So let's get started. So here, as I said, is my bath is ready to go. What I'm going to do, I did make this yesterday. You can make it and it will keep, and you can use it 5 to 7 days out. What I would suggest is what you do when you mix your size. Let me grab this. And it's with this water marbling magic medium. It's about 1 teaspoon to 2 cups of hot water. So I generally will make a batch that has about 15 or 16 cups of water and 8 teaspoons. And I make enough that I can go ahead and do several dippings. So this is this paper right here is our cleaning paper. And what this does is it removes any paint that's left over after you pour or after you dip your paint. But what you also can do before you start painting or doing anything like that is you really want to clean the surface. You probably can't see it, but I can see some dust that accumulated on here. So I just want to kind of lay the paper on the top like so. And you just need like 1 or 2 sheets, and it just will kind of take anything off the top that you don't want there. And now I'm going to look and just make sure that I don't have any air bubbles. I think that's good. So we're going to get started. So the first that I'm going to do for these pumpkins, this is the one, let me show you. I'm going to start with this first. This is called the Gale Gut pattern. And it's really easy. It looks complicated, but it's not. So I'm going to show you how I did it. I start, first of all, I give my bottles a light shake. You don't want to have a bunch of air in your bottle, but just a light kind of a shake. And let's see here. So, now you want to start out giving a good pull of your paint so that you cover your surface. Now you obviously can't see that, but you'll see as we begin that you will see the paint. So now I'm going to start out with just doing some stones. These are called stones when you drop color, and they don't have to be perfect. You just want to see them start to cover the surface. And when I'm doing this, as you can kind of see, I like to layer the color with white in between on some of them, not all of them, but I'm going to do that here just to sort of show you. So I'm going to come back with a little bit more white. And you can see I got a little bit of an air bubble. I'm just going to pop that with my finger. I get an air bubble. You want to, let me give you a tip here. You want to keep your paint close to the surface. You don't want to drop it way high, and you don't want to like shake it out a lot because you'll find that some of the paint will then get heavy and drop to the bottom. It's not a big deal because if you get paint on the bottom of your tray, it will not affect your print, but just, just so you know. So now I'm going to come back in, keep going here. And again, I chose some of our colors that I thought were just more fall festive. The surfaces that this paint can go on really are, there's just so many because you can, whatever is a porous surface, anything like paper, leather, terracotta, wood, you can do water marbling. And if you're going to do anything deep, like if you want to dip like a pot, you just have to get a different basin, dig it deeper, whether it's a bowl or just something that would be able to hold the size, the water, so that the paint, when you dip, would be able to cover your substrate.
And are there any tips for when you're making your size, when you're mixing that magic medium with the water?
Yes. Thank you, Abby. I forgot to introduce Abby. Abby is our moderator. She will be answering questions today or asking me if, so that I can kind of share with everyone. So yes, when you're making the size, you want to use really hot water. The hotter, the better, because it helps it dissolve. As I said, it's a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 cups water to 1 teaspoon of the magic medium. So little goes a long way. You want to use a whisk to whisk it together. When you first put it in, it might look kind of lumpy, but that's okay because it will disperse and kind of blend. And once it gets room temperature too, you don't want to use it while it's hot because you really want the size to become room temperature, and you want it to be the magic medium to be completely dispersed and mixed in. So, and like I said, I made this yesterday before I went home, and I just covered it so that no dust or anything would get on it, and came back this morning, and you know, it's good to go. I have a couple of air bubbles, so I'm just gonna pop them. You can use your stir stick as well to pop them. I'll just do some of these like this. But you can see now as I am adding more paint here that it's not moving as much, because that means that the bath is getting full, which you want. You don't want it, if you don't have a lot of paint in here, it's not going to be as vibrant as if you had loaded up your paint pretty well. So once you get a lot of the color in that you like, I'm going to give it a little more orange. Sometimes you get an air bubble. I just kind of wipe it off on my finger. Okay, so now, ooh.
And what will happen if you like had an air bubble or something on the surface?
So if you have an air bubble on the surface, what happens is there is no paint there. So if you were going to lay a piece of paper down to take a print, or a piece of wood or anything, you're going to get an area void of the paint. And so we don't want that. We want as much paint on our surface as possible. We don't want to have any air bubbles. So here's what I've got. I'm going to come on in, and on this one, I'm going to show you. We're going to use the comb as well as the stick. And this is the gel gut pattern. So what I'm going to do is just drag this across the stick just to kind of pull a pattern. You can see it start to create a pattern. And again, all of our paints are made in Kentucky. So we have quality control. It's great. And we can get them pretty darn fast too. Water marbling has been such a fun new product for us, because it's one of those magical products. It's almost like if you had ceramics in the kiln, where you don't really know what you're going to get until it's all done. And that's kind of the magic of it, which makes it really exciting and fun. So I've gone one direction. Now I'm going to take my comb, and I'm going to comb in just one direction like this. And you can see a pattern emerge. So now I'm going to take my painted wood slice, which is here. Now, when you take, whether it's a paper or a 3D object, I don't want to go in and just flat hit it, because I might get an air pocket. So what I'm going to do is kind of rock it in a little bit. I'm going to be careful. I don't want to cover up these birch sides, because I think they're really pretty. However, if you do end up getting some paint on them, you can wipe it back. And you can do a dry brush of some of our white that I just showed you earlier to make it work. So you just kind of have to have a good grip, because here you could lose it. You don't want to drop this in. So I kind of am going to look at where I want to be, where I want my pattern to go. And I'm going to start on this side and kind of lay it in. And then lift it up. And you can see how amazing and beautiful that is. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take, I have a roll of paper towels, because there's so much liquid on here and I want it to kind of come off. I'm going to kind of, this is a trick I was doing with them, is I'm doing this to kind of, you can see where I don't want to wipe anything off of it. I just want some of that excess water to come off so it will dry. So you can see that's kind of a little trick, because you want this, you want all that excess water to come off. Now the wood is very porous, so this should dry pretty darn fast, actually. And I'm hoping it'll be dry enough in time when I finish all the other prints that we can go right ahead and I can show you how to add the stem as well as the leaves. So I'm gonna set that aside. Again, it's gorgeous. I love it. I set that aside. Now here you've got this, and we talked about the paper. So we do have to clean this, but I'm gonna show you too. You know, if you've got your kit, and you've got paper and you've already done a print, why not take a piece of your paper? And this paper is actually special paper that has been created for our water marbling program so that it does give you the most vibrant and beautiful print ever. Now, again, some of this paint has been used for my wood slice, but you're going to see how it will still pick up this. And you kind of let it sit there for a minute till you see an end start to curl like they're doing. And then you just pick it up and you still have this amazing print. So you can use this for something as well. If you wanted to decoupage this and create something or a card. Now, this normally I would put through a rinse in a water bath, just plain water, and you could rinse it to get the excess size off of it. So it would dry faster, but I'm not going to do that today because our focus today is on doing the wood slices. So I'm going to set this aside as well. And now I'm going to show you how easy it is to clean this section, this bath, so you can start again.
For a minute. So if you had a question in the last few minutes and I haven't answered it, go ahead and send that again, and I will get to all of your questions. But I lost them for a minute.
So got expelled from Zoom. That's not good.
Send those again.
Okay. So now let's use this cleaning paper to clean up. You just really have to kind of just lay it in there like I did at the beginning. And it'll pick up the excess paint. So you can see. Just kind of let it drip off, grab it. And you can see here too, there are a couple of paint drops that went to the bottom. Again, no big deal. That's not going to hurt your next print at all. So let me get rid of these little air bubbles.
Do you think you could use this kind of water marbling acrylic on slate?
On slate, I would say anything porous. And if you've got slate and it will pick it up. Now, if the slate is like black, or you would probably have to base coat it with something. And I would always say on anything, any surface, because even some of the woods can be treated with, you know, I don't know, with a finish or something. I would say always test everything just to make sure. So now our next print, we're going to do this one, and this is super fun. This is actually kind of based on the Japanese technique of suminagashi, which is usually black and white, but I loved just this kind of target bullseye look for this pumpkin. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So again, we've got a clean slate, same thing. We're going to just get in there with our white and fill the bathtub here so that we don't have a lot of excess. And this time I'm just going to do pretty much, I'm going to let that disperse. That's another thing. Let your paint disperse before you start your next drop. So I'm just going to kind of start like this and let that go out. And I'm just going to create a big bullseye, really. And you might get a little airdrop. So another one. I'm a bit of a messy painter, so I'm going to do a double whammy on that. So this might take a moment. So do you all normally do something really fun for Thanksgiving where you are going to possibly create your own centerpieces, or just get more creative? I know people tend to put their pumpkins away with the end of Halloween, but I actually just love pumpkins. And so I thought this was a super fun thing to do. But that's got a bit of an air bubble. I'm going to pop that. baby. There we go. So you can see how this is already forming my bullseye. And as it gets out there, keep shaking this back and forth. So here we go. I love also that the water marbling is steeped in ancient tradition. It just makes it so much more, it's not a craft, it's an art form. Very similar to, you know, like encaustics or it's just really such an educational piece. On our website at DecoArt.com, we are going to have, it's coming soon, is a fact sheet on water marbling, where you will be able to read up on the history of water marbling and kind of see all of the different techniques. We have a lot of educational pieces on their videos and instructions and projects so that you can do more with this amazing technique. And you can see, and it's okay if you get some little weird squiggles because it's not perfect. Again, like I said in the beginning, what's great about this, what I find interesting is that anyone can do it. It's not, it's like a fingerprint. Every single one is going to be a little bit different. And that is okay. It makes it personal. It makes it unique. What's great about these two, you can use water marbling on paper. You can make gift tags, cards. We've done a class where we did, okay, let me get that, where we've done papers and then cut out silhouettes of our dog or our children and then frame them. And it's just really magical. It's a fun art form. And we've made it easy because, you know, I think we've all probably seen where people will go take nail polish and drop it into water. And then you have to act fast. Otherwise it gets really plasticky and clumps. And where this, you have a lot of open time, as you can see. And you also have the, just, it's soft and pretty. It dries matte. It's not heavy on your paper at all. It's super absorbent into whatever you're putting it on. So it doesn't have a plastic feel at all or a plastic look. Okay, so that's pretty good, I think. I'm gonna look at the width of my slice too in a minute. Oh, you know, the other thing, this is just super therapeutic. So if you need art therapy, this is a great thing to do. Okay, I'm gonna let this get really orange in the center because I want it to do that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So that's what we have. I'm going to try not to bump it or move it. So here's my very big round here. So again, you want to have a good grip on this. This too is base coated with the titanium white. It's just Americana paint. So it's acrylic paint. I didn't have to treat this or anything. So now I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to try to be as spot on as I can. Again, kind of slightly rocking it. And hopefully it turned out. Gosh, it looks like I got all the paint. Wow, look at that. That is awesome. So I'm going to let some of that paint drop down, or that size. Coming back in, here's with my trick with the paper towel to kind of absorb that excess water without touching the paint. And again, as you can see, I've tried to maintain as best I can the sides because I think the birch sides are just so gorgeous and I don't want those to be dipped. You certainly can if you need to. Am I seeing in the center there, Abby?
What?
Am I in the center of this? I feel like
Yep, I can see it. Great.
Okay. So, oh my gosh, I love it. It's so fun. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside as well. Do you guys love that? I think it's just a blast. I love it. So hopefully they're drying well. Yeah, let's see. So the last one that I have, let me go ahead and clean the paper or clean the bath. I think I got all the design on that one. There's nothing to even do another print off of. That's pretty amazing.
Someone asked, can a print be stretched like you could do with the paint for, or does it stay in place?
It pretty much stays in place. It imprints right in because it's going onto a super absorbent surface.
A lot of ancient techniques that was derived from, like the suminagashi and the ibru. A lot of those techniques utilize breath and blowing on the water to move the paint.
Yes, you can do that on this.
That would be a way where you could probably stretch, quote, stretch your print a little bit and move it around the surface.
Yes. And I can show you how to do that too. It's pretty easy. So the next one we're going to do, the last little pumpkin, is the little flower shape. And it's very similar to what we just did, but I'm going to show you a trick for not using the whole bath. I've got like little birch pieces in my size. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to do this one next. So the trick for this, in my opinion, which I really love. Oh, and by the way, when you have a surface like this, I just have a piece of wax paper down under this because I am spilling, and that way it doesn't, you're protecting your surface, and it all works out. So you're not making a big mess. So I'm just taking like some of this. I'm really limiting. I'm going to do it this way. I'm trying, well, let me get a new one. So I just blew that one. What you want to do is kind of limit your surface. So you're not using a ton of paint to make one little design. Let's see, let me do this. I will figure this out. There we go. So you want it to just kind of lay on the top, and you can do like another piece right here. And again, I'm just kind of blocking this area. So now what I'm going to do here to get this design, because I want it to be where it can fit in the round area, I'm probably going to do like maybe 2 or 3 shapes and then pick the best one that I'm going to print off of. Because if I try to do this, it's going to spread out really big, and I want it to really be a smaller stone. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. So again, I'm starting with white again. I'm just going to do my, like across here, just to kind of fill up the bed. Okay, and let that disperse a little bit. And then I'm going to come back in. And on this one, I only use the green like one time. Again, you can do whatever you would like. So I'm just going to kind of limit it. I'm going to use the white, yellow, and orange and show you, and then I'll use some green. So I'm just going to make 3 stones that I'm going to start with. I want them to kind of fill the space. Okay, here's the time for a tip because it's just got jammed. I like a T-pin. You can use a T-pin or a paper clip, whatever you want to just kind of clear this. If you've let it out and it dries a little bit, it just helps it where you can get your paint to come back out again. And it's just fine. So we go from here. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts?
How many times, someone just asked, how many times can you use the water? And does it eventually stop working?
You know what, as long as you're cleaning it in between uses, I don't think you're going to have a problem with it at all. It lasts, the size will last about 5 to 7 days. So you can make it. And like, if you let it sit as long as you cover it, or you can use it over and over. We've actually used it. I've used it as it gets even almost tinged with color still, because I've used it so much.
But you could pull, say, 100 prints from one bath. Maybe not 100, maybe like 50.
I don't know if you can pull 100. I don't, you know what? Honestly, we haven't sat and like, let's see how many prints we can pull. But we do it as long, a lot. And you usually make enough size that you can, when you're done with this, you can basically, because it's pretty, I don't want to say it's organic, but because it's made from natural ingredients, you can pour it down the sink. It's not going to hurt anything at all. And so you can pour like this batch down. If it was like ruined and you had, like for me, if you dropped your birch round in and and it's ruined, you can then just, that would settle on top. You could still print from it if you needed to, but you can come back and you'll probably have more of the size made. I always make extra because I really enjoy doing this, and you start getting like water marbling fever and you look for things to water marble. We have everything water marbled here.
Yeah, we've done wood earrings, we've done shoes, we've done
crazy.
A bunch of really fun stuff. Oh, and you may see paint drop to the bottom of your size. Is that an issue?
No, because if it does drop, all that means is like, you know, because I have some over here, but it sits at the bottom and you're pulling the print off of the top. So that's not going to hurt anything. It's not like it's floating up here and causing a problem, because we'll get a lot. That's another thing. Like, don't feel like you have to start over if you end up with a lot of the paint drops on the bottom. We've all done that when we've been playing with the paint here, and it doesn't hurt anything. It really doesn't. You just clean your tray when you're done and it comes right off.
And so how would someone know when to get rid of their size and start a new one?
If you feel like your prints aren't like as clean as they need to be, or if you feel like you're getting a lot of debris that is showing up on your print,
if all the paint is sinking.
Yeah, if the paint isn't, you know, staying at the top. I mean, you'll know. It's not like there's, you know, on day 7 at 4 o'clock it's ruined. You know, it's you just have to kind of play with it and see. But
yeah, like she said, you can make, you know, a big batch of size and at room temperature you can keep it covered, you know, yeah, for a few days.
Okay, so you can see I'm making my circles. I'm kind of liking this circle the best. So now what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to load up some, because I want it to kind of look like this one. So I'm going to do some heavier orange in the middle. And again, it's okay if it's wonky like this. It really is. I mean, there's some people who are more perfectionist than I am, and that's okay too. Do it however you want. But once you get in here and start playing with it, you're going to get super addicted because it's so much fun. And again, our paint is made in the USA right here in Kentucky. You can find it at Michael's. You can find it on Michael's online. You can find it at Shop DecoArt. So now for this one, I'm just going to take our water marbling stick. And so I'm going to probably do this with a couple. So I'm going to show you right here is what it looks like. So you're just going to want to pull in your design. And if you just are kind of careful with it, you can kind of maintain the look of a petal. Kind of go over here. Everyone see this okay? So that's kind of that looks like a 1970s funky flower. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to print right from here. Okay, so again, I'm going to kind of give it a light little rock. Oh, my T-pin is stuck on the back of it. So I'm going to do this and just kind of lay it right in there. Lift it up, and there's my funky flower. So you can see it's really fun. And I'm going to do my trick again, get some of that excess water off without compromising the paint. And you can see it got a little bit on the sides here. But again, you can kind of wipe it back a little bit. And if you have to, you can do a little bit of dry brushing of white. And it should be fine. And so
someone's asking if they dipped a dried board or a small pumpkin or something, say bigger than just paper or something shallow. What would they have to do to be able to?
All you have to do is either, like if you were going to take your pumpkin, you could do like a base coat of white on part of it if you want, or you could also just treat it as is with our water marbling surface prep. And what you do with that is you're just going to mix this into some water as well and spritz it on or brush it on to your piece. You're going to let it dry so that it has time to adhere. And then you can come back in and do a water marbling print. Now, same thing when you're doing something 3-dimensional, you want it, you know, depending on how far, if you have a pumpkin that's this deep and you want to do the whole thing, you're going to have a bowl or a tray that's that deep, unless you're going to just do half the pumpkin or whatever part of the pumpkin that you've treated. So let me show you here. So we were talking about blowing this to kind of make it move. So you can, you can swirl it to marble it. You could blow it like this. You can come back in and do, just move your pattern around like this. And again, you just have a really fun marbled pattern. And let me go ahead and.
Do you have to seal your
Finished pieces?
Finished pieces.
I did not. You do not have to do that. Now, if you want to, we have a full line of DuraClear sealers that range from ultra matte all the way to a high gloss. So you can get any kind of finish you want. This water marbling paint actually dries to a very matte finish. So if you don't like that, so this is kind of funky, but you can go ahead and do whatever, whatever kind of finish you want, but it doesn't require it. So I'm just going to kind of lay it right there. That's as far as it's going to go on this. But you can see dripping off, but you can kind of see how, again, really just pretty swirls, just gorgeous. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move us over. I'm going to set that over here.
Do you recommend anything, like after you pull a print, do you need to do anything to it, or is it done?
So if you pull a print with paper, like if it's a 3D object, you don't need to rinse it generally. If it is if it's a piece of paper, we recommend that you rinse it. And when I say rinse it, I'm saying it's a bath that looks just like this, only it's just water. And you're going to put it in and you're going to immerse it and do this to it. I don't have a bath of water because I was doing 3-dimensional things, but yes, you could go ahead and rinse off all of the size so that you get a more, it dries faster if you do it that way. Generally what we do once we have a piece of paper like this that has been rinsed, we will lay it on paper towels and let it dry. Naturally, it will, because it's paper, it'll kind of rumple and wrinkle. So what we then do is once it's completely dry, we will do a low iron on it, like in between paper towels or a soft cloth to get the paper really nice and flat and crisp again. So that's what we do. And then we're ready to make things out of that. In fact, next month, we're going to be showing how to do just that, how to take prints that we pulled and make additional holiday wrappings and things from them. So it's going to be really fun. I would encourage you guys to join. So now we're going to move over here. We're going to move the camera. Let me move this stuff. Let me know if you've got it so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to continue to kind of let this dry a bit. So how's it looking?
It's looking good.
Is it flat so they can see?
Yep.
Let's see. Okay. So you can see this is the first one I did, and it's like, I would let it dry more than like going straight to doing our crafting part of it. The others are drying really nicely. You kind of see. So you can see they're all drying really well. So it's super fun. We're ready to go. So now the next part of this craft, tilt that down. Can you see okay, Abby? The next thing I did was literally I wanted to make my own stems. So let me grab this. And I really love the birch where a lot of the sides are coming off. I thought that was very fun. So what I wanted to do is just keep it kind of organic. So I did do some shopping at Michael's, and I just got some, little sprays of leaves that I liked. Now you could probably do whatever you want. Doesn't matter. You could do different sizes. I grabbed some, and then I went out in my backyard and grabbed some sticks. And you can either use something to snap them off, or you can use, like mine are so brittle now, you can snap them off. So when I snapped mine off, I actually went back in and just kind of took a little sanding block and sanded the bottom so that it's pretty smooth. So you can just kind of pick where you want this to go, and you're going to glue it right on. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to do this. I have a hot glue gun standing by. I'm sure anyone in the craft world has one. So That's not hard. So now you just have to kind of pick your stem, what stem you feel is appropriate. I think I'm going to keep the really fat one for the bigger pumpkin. And I think I'll use like, maybe this one. I'll use this one for this pumpkin. So I'm just going to kind of see where my pumpkin, if I want this to stand up, kind of where it would lay naturally. Okay. So I know it's there. So kind of like right here. So what I'm going to do is just, and again, I've snapped it off and kind of sanded the bottom so it will, excuse me, so it will sit flat. And you can also, you know, probably if I really wanted to do it smarter, I would probably drill like a little hole or something and put that in. So I'm going to glue this down. Let that kind of sit there for a moment while it dries. And then I'm going to pick a couple of different leaves. You can pick something that really is matchy, or you can kind of do something. I personally like the white. You know, I think it looks really, pretty. My stem is falling off. Let me fix that. Let me hold that. Hang on a sec.
Is it okay to force dry your prints, like with a hair dryer?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
You can do that. All you have to do really is you can use a hair dryer, or you can use a heat gun. I personally tend to just like to let them dry naturally. That's just me. But usually that's just because I'm doing, you know, I'm doing more prints. So I just let them sit there. So you can kind of see how this looks. Is this a good shot for this? Is it over? Can they see? Okay. And we can add, let's add one more, kind of just to cover up that stem. And I did leave the stem on like this, because then you can just kind of glue it down rather than if you remove the stem. So I'm going to hit it again with a little bit more glue, just to kind of pop this little guy in to cover that stem. Don't burn your fingers. I think that's something we've probably all done in the past. It's very hot. And so there you have it. And what's great about this, like I said, you can set this up on a mantle. You can set it up on your table. You can lay it flat and put even like a dish on it if you needed to. You could personalize it, or you could even write a note on the back. If you really wanted to, you could go back and marble the back too. So you have two sides that are marbled. And this one you can see is almost dry. I'm going to wait though. I'm not going to do anything to it because I really don't want to be doing it with water, but you can see. Now there's other ones, other wood slices at Michael's that you can probably find that are already pre-drilled. You could use them as little ornaments. They could be napkin holders. There's so many fun things you could do. And again, little messages that if you want to write and do, it's just endless. So I think that's about it. Let me show you my final pumpkins one more time so you can kind of get an idea of what everything looks like. And really all you have to do is go forage in your backyard for a stick. You probably have a glue gun. We've got all of these here. And you could see how incredibly easy and different. You can see this turned out a little different than this, but wow, you know, again, they're all different, but they're all equally gorgeous and easy to make. So I'd encourage you to get water marbling.
We have a couple more questions.
Sure.
That we can ask before we go. We have about 15 minutes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Someone asked, could you use this? Could this be done on clear plastic ornaments if you use the surface prep? Yes.
Yes, you could, because you can again use it on. You can do it on slick surfaces if you use the surface prep, and you can do it. We've done things on ornaments. I don't have an example around here. You could do them on bottles. I mean, there's some, gosh, what else? Ceramic, wood, leather. Is there anything anyone wants to see demoed or with water marbling?
Someone else asked about metallic paints. Mm-hmm. We don't currently offer metallic paints in this line, but we in our design studio, we've kind of experimented with adding metallic
You can,
embellishment.
yes.
With our prints.
And you can come in as well and do things. I know that one of our designers, Crimson, are you pulling that down off the wall? Yes, where like if you wanted to come in even on these circles or anywhere in here, you could do, you know, gold metallic paint or silver and make it just beautiful. So here's an example where the things, hopefully you can see them, but this area here that is gold, she actually left white similar to this pumpkin that where the white area, and she painted it gold to give it a really rich, very jewel tone look. So hopefully, let's see if you can see that. Can you see that gold?
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah. So it's just really pretty. So again, you don't, even the papers, you can paint over them. You could add gold writing all over them. You could do some really cool things, make gift bags, make, you know, handmade cards. It's endless. It's so much fun.
We're doing another water marbling class before the holiday with Michael's. So be sure to come back for that one. We're gonna do some really fun Christmas holiday gifts.
So these are some things that we're gonna do. It's gonna be really fun. Again, these are decoupage. So I have a lot of papers I've done, and I really wanted to do something with wood ornaments from Michael's because they always have just such a great array of blank ornaments. So doing something like this, where you can take your paper if you're scared to, you know, actually dip a 3-dimensional, even though this is really kind of more 2-dimensional, but you can come in and make, you know, again, these would be great, even placeholders at a table at dinner where you could write someone's name and personalize them. Now, this is one that one of our designers has done too, that we're going to demonstrate next month how to do. And it's an origami ornament made from paper.
And someone asked if you could layer, like, could you lay another print on top of those papers?
You could.
Yeah.
You know, you could do, I mean, you could do whatever you want. That would be actually very interesting. I personally haven't done that because we end up making things and then, you know, we make it out of the paper. But yes, because you could layer whatever you want.
And, you know, to achieve a more pastel look or a less opaque look, you just don't add as much paint to the surface of your water.
Yes, if you wanted more of a ghosting, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would be more transparent.
Yes.
Yes, you could do that. So there's just, again, endless possibilities.
We've also done some really great things because the paints are intermixable. You can create your own color palettes.
Yes, definitely.
You can, you know, really achieve almost any color that you.
So let me show like some of the colorways that we've done too in the past. So you can see again, there's 14 colors. You can use just a few if you want. Again, you can, I think there's 4 colors here, but as they begin to blend and mix, you'll see darker purples with lighter purples and violets. Here is like a black and white and a pink. So you get a very different look. And again, this is using the comb. You can use the stir stick and just swirl and blow. So it's super fun. Those are just some samples. Let me show you another. This is really great. This is in a past video that we did. We did these little wood blocks, and one of our designers did it in the suminagashi technique, which is black and white. And you can see because she left the wood, the natural color, you kind of lost the white, but it's so beautiful. You can see like all the different, just the gradation of the wood. Here's another one done in the colors. So you get 2 really different looks, and they're so fun, and you can stack these and build things with them. They're great sensory blocks for kids. So if you had something like this for your kids, you could add it, you know, make it fun where you can make even a decor piece out of it. So it looks fabulous sitting on your table, but it's actually a sensory object for your kids to use. Here's a sock that was done. I don't know if the other one got lost in the dryer, as socks do, but here's one. So you can see like you can get a really great print of doing fabrics. And we've done scarves, silk and cotton. Again, you kind of want to use natural substrates. These are some more, okay, this is like, we're just throwing it out here because it's so much fun. But these are things that we did for Halloween. And again, it's just doing the papers, gluing them together and doing some folding. And you could hang these up. We hung these up as part of our office decor. so that we could just have these really fun pops of Halloween color. They all the colors work really well together as is, or you can use as many or as few as you want, and they're still fabulous. As you can see, just one color or two colors make an amazing statement, as do multiple colors. And play with it, because all of these colors do mix. And that's another class that we want to offer in the future, is showing you how to do some color combinations and creating your own blends so that you can get some really personalized colors from just 14 palettes.
And someone is asking, how would you go about getting a print to adhere to all the sides of something like that?
So what you do when you have a deep enough thing, it's like I did pencils for a show. So what you do is when you have the bath, you're going to want to immerse it, but you roll it. So if you have the bath, you kind of take it and you're going to roll it in like this till it's covered, and then you pull it back out. So it has to be deep enough to fit your 3-dimensional substrate, because you don't want to just do this and then like flip it and do this. You want to really keep that grain going. So that's what you do. And again, once you kind of start playing with this, it really is pretty easy. It's not, I would say this is like one of the easiest art forms to do, because you just really can't mess it up.
What about a pencil? Could you just stick that straight in because it's not super thick?
So I did some pencils for a show that we went to. So what I did was I just took the pencil into the bath, dropped it in. Let me move this out of the way. I just kind of took it, put it in the bath like this, and immersed it like straight down. And the water came up around it and covered it. And then you can lift it right out and you get these just really beautiful striations of color. Hopefully you
Okay,
can
anybody
see
have
that.
any other questions? I feel like we've answered all of them, I think. Let's see.
Did you guys like this? Is it something you would do again? Or, and again, this isn't even limited to this. You could do this with Christmas colors and make your own chargers. You could do so many beautiful things that could be so fun depending on your color palette and the occasion. I can't wait to finish these. This is going to be so much fun. Any other questions?
Let's see. Can you make specific shapes? Like a heart or a star?
Yes, you can. I can show you really quick. I can show you some things if we have time. We have to just move the camera really quick. Okay, I can show you. Okay, Abby's coming over. I'm going to just kind of put some color in here and show you what we can do. Okay. So we're just going to put some stones in here. Get some color in. And again, this is just like a crazy thing because we're down to the wire on minutes, but trying to show you something we can do. Ooh. So not a lot of paint happening here, but you can come in with your stir stick and you can, like, again, there's not going to be a lot here, but you can manipulate out to do things. You can do something like this. You can pull like a heart like this because you're going to like pull it so that it makes a heart. You know, again, not a lot of, I don't have a lot of paint in here, but I have done some.
And be sure to check out the DecoArt YouTube channel. We have some great videos on there with some tips and tricks.
Yeah, so you can kind of see, you can play with a lot. You can do a lot of things once you start getting into this. This again does not have a lot of paint in it, but you can see where you could easily make, you know, a heart.
And we've done pumpkins and we've done a lot of really fun stuff.
So you can see the hearts taking shape like this, so that you can do some great Valentine's prints. Valentine's is coming up, you know, in a few months, and there's so many things that you can do. So yeah, and then you could even come out here if you wanted to be really kind of edgy with your heart, spiky. Mm-hmm. So there's just so much, and that's just with a little bit of paint. Let's see how that would print really quick. Again, there's hardly any paint on here, but I'm just going to see what happens.
Yeah, the more you build up that paint, the brighter, the more vibrant your print is gonna be.
But you can see, just with a little bit of paint and some fun, you really are getting the heart shapes and star shapes and just organic shapes. It's just endless fun. So shop at DecoArt.com or Michaels.com, or go into your local Michaels, pick up as much of our product as you want to play with. You can get the kit if you want to start. Some of the select stores have open stock where you can go in and cherry pick your colors. You can get everything at shopdecoart.com as well. Again, all of our paints are made in the United States. We are happy to answer any questions. If you run into trouble or you want more, or you just want to give us your feedback, be sure and post anything you make because we'd love to see it. You guys inspire us, and we're so happy to be partnering with Michaels to teach you how to use our fabulous paints.